Yeah, so I'm at work, and obviously my first video didn't actually upload correctly. I don't know whether it was my shitty camera's fault, but now I'm switching over to my integrated webcam, so hopefully the quality's not that bad and whatnot, but I'm doing the best I can. So anyway, I'm gonna tell you guys one of my best stories ever, inspired by the one, the only George Stroumboulopoulos. Fucking amazing host. I'm sorry, I swear, but you know what? I do it a lot. So, anyway, the story probably happened when I was a counselor in training at summer camp, and yeah, I was camping with a group of 13-year-old boys. There were two other counselors because I was a counselor in training, and I was, we were on a 3-day overnight backpacking trip. So we're at our campsite on the last night, the guys already went to bed, that sort of thing, having fun, whatnot, doing teenage boy thing. Oh my god, that girl has so big breasts, blah blah blah. I saw a bra once, that sort of thing, right? And anyway, right, so I'm just like, okay, they're 13-year-old boys, whatever, right? So I go down to the water, right? We're camping on a lake, and started pumping water, so we had some clean water to drink the next day, right, for our walk out. And, so I hear a whole bunch of noise, but they're 13-year-old boys, right? You expect some sort of noise, right? No, they're going to be quiet little angels doing little angel things. Not quite. But, yeah, so I was sitting there pumping my little water, doing that sort of thing. Then all of a sudden, everyone just burst out of the trees. I'm like, what the hell's going on? Still pumping water, completely oblivious, just humming to myself down by the water. Oh, it's great, that sort of thing. But, yeah, you know what? They all come and like, did you see it? Did you see it? I'm like, see what, man? I don't know what the hell you're talking about, right? So I'm pumping still. They're like, man, there's a bear that went just right through here. I'm like, man, I didn't see none. Right? So I'm still pumping. They're like, maybe you should stop pumping now. I'm like, oh, yeah, maybe. I'll just finish this water bottle. And they're like, okay. So we get out everybody's stuff, go back up to the tents, safety in numbers, that sort of thing. Right, and then, yeah, so we all hang out, night, whatever, sleep. It's all big, fun, happy family. Right, no big deal. Alright, next morning we're packing up, and there's this guy freaking out, packing up next to us. We're like, man, what's his problem? Right, we're just da-da-da. I'm like, oh, so how big was the bear, that sort of thing. Well, apparently it was about a 3-year-old bear, so I don't know if you know a lot about bears, but that's fairly young. So it's still kind of mangy, hasn't quite dealt with being on its own yet, but yeah, so we're just packing up, doing that sort of thing. Nervous guy, right? I'm like, okay, whatever, I guess he's leaving too, right? He's like, dude, would it be alright if I walked with you guys on the way back? And we're like, sure, okay, whatever. Right, so we're walking, talking, whatever. As we stop about halfway back, to our pickup, right, everyone's getting their water, whatever. The guy's like, man, that bear was freaking crazy, hey? Just came out of nowhere and jumped on my tent. I don't know what the hell's going on. Well, apparently, this guy is obviously a new camper and never been backpacking before in his life. Well, the bear apparently went and jumped right on his tent, okay? Now, the guy was camped right next to a pre-made, man-made bear hang, so it's like the big thing, trees, poles, that sort of thing. Stick your food onto a rope, pull it up, that sort of thing. So he was right there, right? So it's like, okay, well, maybe that could attract the bear. But no, that wasn't it. What actually happened is he stored all his food in his tent. He cooked in his tent. He slept in his tent, like everything. So his reasoning that the bear attacked his tent was that it was protecting its territory. Let me think about that one. Yeah, I think the bear was just hungry, dude. Maybe it's just me, right? But anyway, right? So we're leaving, right? We're just about out, and he's like, man, well, I hope somebody can use the rest of my stuff there. Didn't even realize it at the time, but the guy left over half of his stuff. That's how big of a hurry it was. mind you, it also came out a little bit later that it took him two trips in backpacking to get all his shit there. Okay. Like, just leaving booze around for anybody, and, you know, like, I'm with a group of 13-year-old boys. That's so sketchy. Like, he had a whole bunch of stuff that he pawned off on all the other kids on the way back, too. It was like, here, you can have my saw blade. You can have my hammock. Here, carry my tent. Like, fuck. I guess he didn't need it anymore. I don't know, maybe he was just scared shitless of the wilderness. I mean, hell, I would be too if a bear came and jumped on me. Mind you, I'm not an idiot. So anyway, yeah, that's my bear story. One of my best stories ever. And I invite your comments, concerns, questions, anything, you know. And, you know, prize money for the winner who can guess where I work. But other than a video story. But, yeah. Questions, comments, that sort of thing. And, there's one other thing. Oh, yes, word out to one of my awesome inspiration people on YouTube. He kept complaining that nobody does video comments or posts their shit. And this is one straight out to AJ from Tuna Talk. She's awesome. And I totally agree with you. Ugg boots should be banned for life. They're old men's slippers, man. Girls, don't wear them. They make you look like you're old men. Anyway, I digress, but I will see you next week. New story. Sunday will be the new story time, so see you then.